Okay, back to dive into the final leg of the Water Collective's seasonal view of what's coming in this present year of 2022. It felt like right time to sort of close out the Water Collective portion of the read with Chinese New Year that we just had, Gong Hei Fat Choi, which is the water tiger. Okay, so your element is coming in strong this year. And it's interesting because that message came through earlier in your read about, uh, you know, the balancing of polarities, the water and the fire, right? And I see tiger is very fiery, animal totem. So kind of interesting. That just came through for me. And 444 on the clock. As I say that, we're about to dive in to the fall season. What's coming in the fall season for Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio this year, 2022. If you want to see the other readings and what came before that, there is a playlist on Broad Coven, and you can check that out. I'm going to be posting little snippets of these past two videos I did on IG, and just to introduce people to what we're doing here, and give them a little bit of a view. But if you want to see the whole reading series, there's now 21 installments in this series, and we've already gone through all the different other elemental collective signs, with the exception of the air signs, and they're coming in last. They're going to pick up the tail end of this reading. So we've already looked at the water collectives winter, spring, and summer season. Okay, and now I'm about to dive into the fall. I really felt enthused to just dive into reading today. So filming a few videos today, and I sort of feel like that's the energy coming in for you for fall. I feel like there's going to be kind of like that fire lit under your ass that we were talking about before. This awakening that's going to come forward for you in the fall when you have that Ace of Wands, right? And you can really take action and actualize your visions, actualize your dreams, make shit happen in the world. It's like, wielding that big dick energy, it reminds me of, this is interesting for this to come in for me, but it reminds me of like Shiva's lingam, right? The ability to both create and destroy. All right. I feel like in a way that's what's happening though. You're like sort of like going through this like dissolving of different bonds. And that doesn't have to be just, bonds with people. It can also be bonds with situations, people, places, things that you really you're done with it. You don't need to hang on to it anymore. You're ready to sort of, have your time. I feel like a lot of you have really put in a lot of energy towards supporting others and, helping to lift up other people's dreams and visions and invest in their goals. And there's sort of like this reclaiming that happens in the fall season where you take that energy back and you really put it into yourself and sort of, challenge yourself to call your fire forward and see what you can do on your own, see what kind of magic you can make happen on your own, and how that really moves you into a place of authority in your life when you stop relying on the input of others and you really just take a stand alone in your truth, what speaks to your soul. There's a special kind of mojo in it, okay? And I really see you moving into that. Like, I think that that's when you're really going to own your fire, is in the fall season. And I think there's a lot that's going to fuel that, that's going to unravel in the earlier parts of the year. That's going to awaken that for you, okay? And not all of it's going to be easy, We have seen that there's some emotional stuff for you to push through and some healing work to be done, and some truths to be spoken. Some challenging circumstances, but you're gonna rise to the occasion. And now we are gonna see what is coming in that fall season of this present year 2022 for Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, collective. How are they going to use that Ace of Wands that they've been granted? What are they going to make happen? We've got some cards flying out here. We've got one card so far, flew out. Ooh, there's another. Oh, okay. We're revisiting a place I just did in the reading, so it's interesting for it to show up again, okay? Let's look at this. We talked about how you're going to refuse an offer, okay, that's going to come through in the summer. Out and out refusal because you decided to stand on your own. You're like, nope, I'm going to stand on the top of the mountain that I climbed, on my own. You're not going to get to have this view with me, after I did all the work, after I invested all the energy. Okay. So we really see you standing on your worth, right? And knowing your value and not being willing to settle. And it's interesting because this kind of flew out as a crossing influence. The two cards that just flew out of the deck are both crossing influence cards, okay? They both came in sideways, all right? So these things are still going to be affecting you. Like this decision you made to turn down this offer, it's still going to be, in your space when you move into the fall. So I really feel like that refusal is something that's it's more going to take place near the end of summer, as you prepare to enter into the fall season, So it's still going to be on your mind a bit, and just really feeling like, no, I'm going to protect my investment, and I don't want to have interference from other people getting in the way. And again, this is about security for you with this Four of Wands energy. I feel like you're really investing. And that's interesting because it's also known as the 1111 card, right? And I had 444 on the clock. This is angel energy, okay? So though, you may sometimes feel like you're sort of dealing with challenging circumstances, there's a lot of spiritual support around you. All you have to do is just sort of open yourself up and let it in. I'm feeling that, you're really being held by that angelic energy. There's a blessing that wants to come in for you. And the blessing is the actualization of your dreams. That's what I really feel. You have this dream of, I feel like home is an important part of it. Really having that sense of home and a place that, feels secure to you, that you can count on, where you can lay down roots for a while. And this is definitely a card of happy home. It's also a card of partnership, okay? And we got those Two of Wands doubled. Two of Wands is a card that came in last time, okay? And so this is we ended on the Ace of Cups, came in the summer season for you all right? And we know we had the Ace of Wands too, which, that's the beginning of the partnership. And I feel like, this action you're going to take, it's sort of like it's two people, all right, that had to really come to a place of mastery in and of themselves. They had to do their own thing. They had to cultivate their own thing so that they could really become strong as individuals. And in that strength, then be able to partner with each other to make something beautiful happen, all right, to build something, together. And I feel like this is what's really coming in for you in the fall, is the activation of that true partnership, okay? It's something you can build on. It's something that gives you security, financial security, but still allows you to retain your individuality, okay? I feel like you're going to hammer out a deal, all right? So it seems like, you weren't satisfied with what that deal was, that came forward in the summer season. Like you weren't down with the terms, and I think you really are going to voice that, take charge of that, act on your own behalf, and you're going to change that dynamic, because then it seems like there is a partnership energy moving forward in the fall. And it's something that you can definitely build on. This is two people building together, and it's very blessed. It brings a lot of security. It brings a lot of happiness. And it's really something that can grow like on the long term. This isn't a flash in the pan kind of thing. Bottom of the deck energy. Yeah, I think this is very much about you standing up for yourself. You know what you're worth. You're not going to settle. You're not going to compromise. There's some things in life that you cannot compromise on. And I see that, you've sort of had to rise above all the drama, all the fray, all the arguing, all the different opinions, all this stuff that was like trying to come at you and sway your opinion. And it's like, you really took the time to get clear on what was right for you. You were willing to put situations on pause and risk, that those situations might slide out of view. But at the same time, if it slides out of view, was it ever for you in the first place? I think that, you were willing to take that risk because you've done so much work on really knowing who you are, what you deserve. 11:11, 11:11 on the clock, just as I said that. You've made the investment in yourself. You're not going back to the way things were. And so it's either like, you can join me up here. I'm going to the top of that mountain. I'm going to have quite a view. You can join me here if you want to. But you have to meet me on my level. I really see that energy. And again, this is all business. We got a King of Pentacles involved here. Okay. This is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. Okay. This is very enterprising energy. Even though I say king, just know like a woman, someone who identifies as a woman can run kingly energy. All right. Anybody can embody these energies. So just do be mindful of that as I'm talking about this. Because if you're like, I don't know, I'm not really dealing with any men on a business level. Well, you're also not in the fall yet. So you don't know that. Okay. But remember, it could be a woman who runs a lot of masculine energy. It could be a broad. You never know. But, here we go. We got this King of Pentacles energy. And you notice he has the Ace of Pentacles that he's holding there, that he's bringing in. And, you already had the Ace of Wands. You had the Ace of Swords. Okay. And here's this Ace of Pentacles coming in, and it's through this partnership. Okay. This financial solvency, this success, this achievement, it comes through the arrival of this partner who can actually meet you where they're at. Meet you where they're at. Maybe it's you that's needed to catch up with where they're at. That's a kind of an interesting concept, Again, I really feel like everything that comes forward in a reading means something. So it's no accident that I said that. Maybe it's time for you to meet them where they're at. Maybe they already had this vision. They already knew the way to hammer it out. And maybe it was more your fear and your resistance that was holding up the show and keeping things from moving forward in a positive way. Yeah, I think that there might be a little self-preservation involved in this, like holdover from things you've been through in the past. I really feel this coming through again, like I am really getting this for Scorpio. It's coming through very strongly, but certainly, it can apply for any of the water signs, all right, or where you have strong water placements in your chart. But I feel like there's this beautiful offer that's being presented to you, and it's solid. And I think maybe in the summer you've gone through a little bit of this sort of like self-preservation energy where you're kind of nervous about giving yourself over to this partnership and taking it to that other level, really investing, because it involves investing in another person. And you really have been burned in that regard in the past, and you've done a lot of work on that. You invested in yourself, and you really like where that led you, to this place of independence, self-mastery, feeling like you're on your game, making your own shit happen, not having to rely on potential disappointment, somebody not living up to the dream, somebody not holding their end, somebody not delivering what was promised, okay? But I feel like you're gonna rethink that, that time out in the summer. I think you're gonna rethink that. I think you're gonna invest some energy in yourself, You are gonna see what you can make happen on your own, but when it all comes back around, I think this is going to be revisited in the fall. And, I see that this person is very important to moving forward. And this could potentially be a romantic partner for some. King of Pentacles is often seen as like an ideal partner. We do have the card here that is like the cover card for the tarot deck, but I've given it the meaning: if wishes were horses, the dreamers would ride, okay? So we definitely see that there's going to be moving forward in this partnership in the fall. And so far, there isn't any like solid indication that this is anything other than some kind of business partnership, okay? That brings some kind of financial security into your life. I am not seeing a lot of cups energy, all right? Only the Four of Cups energy, and it ended on the Ace of Cups with the last session that was all about the summer season. But Ace of Cups is a summer timing card, and I did feel it was like more of a kind of like a creatively based project. So that could apply there. I'm not really seeing a lot of indications that this could be a romantic partner, but it may be, with that Four of Wands and the King of Pentacles, it certainly could be a romantic partnership. But I do feel there's this mingling of money, even if that's the case. There's something entangled with the money in relation to this. And I see that there's a fear, like, I don't want to lose out on my financial stability, is what backs that up, okay? With this Five of Pentacles, that's like a lack consciousness, okay? So even if this is, you're dealing with somebody, maybe you're talking marriage, okay? And you're wanting to set up house with this person and you're wanting to invest in a future with them. I think with that contractual agreement, okay, this storyline is coming through. And again, it's coming through in relation to Scorpio. What kind of just hit me just now is like prenuptial agreement, hammering out the financial terms. And maybe that won't sit right with you. Maybe that'll sort of make you feel like it's not really a true partnership. Like, okay, so you're just going to like leave me out in the cold. We're going to build together. We're going to build a home together. We're going to build a life together, but you're not going to, be concerned about making sure my interests are protected as well. I think it's going to kind of make you pull back a little bit, in the summer. But I think that was, sort of the foundation of the matter. That's one possible scenario, okay? Either way, I see that this has been the concern with partnering with this individual is, how is it going to affect my security? How is it going to affect my stability? How is it going to affect my ability to, bring myself, my life to the level I want to in terms of just financial solvency? Feeling like you have a nest egg, like you have something you can stand on, something that gives you a little sense of having a safety net, okay? There might have been some arguments about how to partner around the financial piece in your relationships, water signs. And I think a lot of this has to do with stuff from the past, maybe one partner in a relationship. This is like separate storyline coming in now for those who aren't getting involved in any kind of business endeavor, but the money piece is coming into your romantic partnerships and how to balance that out. I think in the past, maybe your partner wasn't very responsible with money, or maybe you weren't, and that's an issue for your partner. And so there's some kind of like piece here about wanting to protect assets, wanting to protect what's yours. And at the same time, as things are being hammered out in that regard, maybe you're not feeling like everybody's on the same page or it's totally fair. And also just remembering, this is a past card, okay? Strength card is associated with the sign of Leo, all right? So a Leo could be involved in this situation. And I really see this card is about sort of overcoming the lessons of the past, overcoming the challenges of the past, you know? And I think maybe you might be more willing to sort of hash things out once it hits the fall season, because you're going to feel more in your strength, you know? You're going to take that time in the summer to really focus on building for yourself and getting back in touch with your fire, you know? And knowing that you can stand on your own. You're going to take that stand, you know, stand up for yourself. And as a result of that, I think it's going to bring some balance in, where you're going to be more willing to kind of like, okay, let's not come at each other so aggressively around this. Let's really get down to it. Let's sit down at the bargaining table, and let's hash it out. And I think you're going to tame this situation. Like, you'll gain mastery over it, but it's not going to be through force. It's not going to be through arguing. It's not going to be through blaming or, you know, trying to make a point. It's just, you know, you standing in your truth and making moves from that angle is really what's going to set the tone, okay? This could also have to do with a King of Wands energy, all right? That's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but I would say what comes right behind that is the Seven of Swords, okay? So this is an individual you might want to be aware of, you know? I feel like this is the influence from the past. It's sort of like affecting your judgment in the fall, sort of clouding your vision, is you're remembering difficulties you went through with a King of Wands in the past. You know that you've been tempted by, like, you know, the fire before. Oh, it might burn you, but how delicious it is, okay? You got to be careful of that, though, because what we see here is that you have this really strong partner right here with this King of Pentacles, all right? And there's, you know, it's interesting because here's that this message might be very, very specific to a masculine, okay? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right. I'm speaking to those who identify as masculine right now. I feel like this is really important. It's coming through as a message for someone who identifies as masculine. I think that the problem that you had in your relationships in the past, masculine, is that you dealt with there being way too many kings in the kitchen. Look at that. King of Cups, King of Wands, King of Pentacles. I think you felt really fucked over, all right? And so I can understand how that holdover, and this is interesting because we got Leo energy, right? Like, here's that repeating fire energy here. And it was interesting that the Seven of the Swords came in connection to that King of Wands, okay? So this very well may deal with a Leo, okay? It's like a repeat message. I always pay attention to those things. I think you might have had a difficult experience, you know, with a Leo in the past, and you felt really ripped off and fucked over, okay? And there was too much fooling around, too much wanting to keep options open. This was very heartbreaking for you. You know, I see this with the Three of Swords energy right here, okay? And it caused you to kind of pull your energy back. You needed to take some time alone to yourself. And, you know, maybe this is, again, is like echoing that energy, you know, that came in back in the summer about wanting to, like, take some space, make a decision. Maybe you're trying to decide between a King of Wands or a King of Pentacles, okay, energy. And so for those masculines that I'm talking to, remember, you know, it's whoever is running that energy, okay? It can be a woman running really strong energy, all right? It doesn't have to be a man, all right? But I feel like there's too many players involved in this situation. And if you identify as a woman, I think maybe you've been confused. You've kind of kept your options open, you know? And sometimes having all those options can make it difficult for you to decide which way do I go? Which one do I choose? But I feel like the one that kind of burns you is this King of Wands energy. And I think a Leo could be strongly associated with that. We do see this, you know, going into hermit mode, though, pulling your energy back, taking some time alone to make up your mind. And this is associated with the sign of Virgo, okay? So you could also be dealing with, you know, that King of Pentacles energy, which is the ideal partner, very well could be a Virgo, or someone who has Virgo aspected strongly in their chart, right? Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, Virgo Moon, Virgo Venus, Virgo North Node, all right? Okay? Really important. And you might kind of be holding this King of Pentacles energy to some standards of what you've experienced in the past and sort of anticipating them to, you know, bring the same shit to the table. And that may not be the case at all, you know? I think in making a choice, you're going to be making a choice between a fire sign and an earth sign in matters of partnership. With that Three of Swords energy coming in, this is definitely speaking of a love situation, which makes sense with the summer season ending with an Ace of Cups coming in. We see that also in that last reading, an Ace of Wands came in, which is about you taking action and having the authority to act because you've come to a firm decision in your mind. So I really believe this is about, applies to you whether you're a man or a woman. You have been trying to decide who to partner with, and you've been trying to decide between a fire sign or an earth sign. And it's something that you've been going back and forth in your head about. The thing that's been disappointing for you, I feel, is that because it came in with the Wands energy, with the King of Wands energy, that Seven of Swords, I feel like the King of Wands energy is where you felt dissatisfied. I see that that's where you're going to refuse the offer. I think that you're going to invest in this King of Pentacles energy. I mean, why would you not? You'd have to be a fool to not invest in the King of Pentacles energy. You got to understand with the King of Wands energy, okay? King of Wands is fine doing their own thing. They're fine being single. They don't necessarily need to have, you know, a partner, you know? And that applies to business or romance, okay? Business, bedroom or the boardroom, all right? It's just, they're kind of like that, you know? They march to the beat of their own drummer. They feel secure in themselves. If they do partner, if they do get into a serious partnership that leads to commitment, I could see them wanting to protect their assets, you know? Maybe that doesn't appeal to you, but you know, they're pretty independent, you know, and 28 on the clock when I said that. You all are having so many synchronicities with this. So I feel like you were disappointed, you know, in what the King of Wands energy was offering, and you didn't feel like it was fair. You've been trying to stand up for yourself. And I think that, you know, why are you going to go for this energy that like doesn't really want to deliver you what you're wanting when you have this solid offer from a King of Pentacles here that brings you that Four of Wands, that happy home, that stability and everything you've been looking for? Like, it's just kind of silly. Yeah, you know, Queen of Swords, that fucking shit. All right? What wasn't good enough, like fucking did it. Stop, like, you know, looking back at the past and being disappointed what didn't work out the way you wanted it to. Because once you do that, then comes the solid offer. Okay? It takes longer. The earth energy takes a little longer, but that's because they want to really give you something that you can stand on. They want to make a real offer to you. It's valuable, and it takes time to cultivate something like that, you know? So be aware of that, because this is wish fulfillment, all right? Yeah, and I see that that's what's coming in. I think this is related to romance for sure, okay? With this Knight of Cups energy right here. We got the Eight of Pentacles. Again, that's, you know, building with another. And here's the past energy. That Six of Cups energy too also symbolizes like a soulmate connection, okay? So this applies to business as well, you know, with a project as well. You know, you're going to be partnering with somebody that feels like you've known them your whole life. There's a kismet energy there. And you're really going to build something together, build something of value. So this brings ultimate happiness. And there's that Leo energy again, okay, with the sun. Leo coming through real strong in this reading here. Top of the deck energy, Two of Pentacles. You know, it's talking about you have a decision to make. You know, there's been a lot of back and forth, arguing, conflict, drama over this with that Five of Wands energy. A lot of third-party interference with this Three of Pentacles, okay? That's the temptation, all right? That's the devil. Remember where you've been. You don't want to go back there. You want something solid you can count on. So make the right choice. Dead the old energy, all right? Put a fork in